Hello, loves! It's Sonia G. This is the Moon Babes Monday Night Live. Welcome to 2021. Oh my gosh, it is a new year. There's new energy. All sorts of things are happening. I'm going to pin this comment and then we're just going to take a breath for a minute while everybody jumps on. I'm going to move my pillow, my Moon Babe pillow. Oh my gosh, you guys, in the meantime, Moon Babe Society, which you guys see backwards, but Moon Babe Society was born 2 years ago this month. It began 2 years ago. Like, holy shit, that's amazing. It has been quite a journey. Welcome, welcome, everyone. We're going to talk about what's going on this year, what's happening, and how to do the successful thing this year, because this is our year. So take a breath with me, set an intention. We're going to light a candle. Calming waves. I feel good about that. So deep breath in. Exhale, let all the thoughts go. And set an intention as you breathe in for clarity to come, for knowingness to come, for answers to come, for alignment to come, and for anything else that you want to receive, that you're looking for. It happens magically. No matter which words I speak, if you are showing up for it and you're tuning into the frequency, then whatever it is that you're looking for will come to you, okay? So don't underestimate the power of intentions. I'm teaching you guys all this stuff in the courses. So, okay, breath. Hold the breath. Bring in your intention. Feel it in your body. Keep holding the breath. And then as you exhale, let go of everything else. Just hold your intention. And then hold the vibe for your intention of whatever it is that you want. When you get really good at doing that, which takes a while, then you'll manifest like this, which is really cool. Okay, awesome. Welcome, loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's 2021. This year has begun. And this is the year that we get to level the fuck up. Like there was a title for this year. This is the leveling the fuck up year. Period. The end. Okay. So, and the reason why I say that is because this is the year we've been preparing for. This is the year that we've been doing the work for. And this is the year that is going to bring you the quantum leaps if you're new at doing the work. It's not a worry if you haven't done the work, okay? It's not about like freaking out like I'm behind. The reason why you woke up right now, the reason why all of a sudden you feel the call, it's because it's your fucking time. So you just have to listen to that and get in alignment and it's all gonna work out, okay? So this is not like, oh my God, it's a race and I didn't train for the marathon. So clear all of the worries, clear all of the bullshit, clear all of that. There's a lot of that kind of like anxiety driven, like, oh my God, I don't know because I just started this path or, you know, whatever it is. So snap into the alignment of the fact that your journey is perfect. This is how it's meant to work out. And if you're beginning to receive the information now, there's a reason for that. And watch out, fucking world, because I'm going to do the massive quantum leap. Like, turn the energy for you, okay? So this is the biggest message that I want to give you for this year, okay? Get yourself on top of the energy. I speak about this all the time, like riding the energy on the top of the wave instead of getting caught in the undertow, okay? Of like, you know, you don't want to be like surfing on top of the wave and then you get caught and then you're like, fuck, and then you're like down underneath and then bleh, like the ocean spits you up, right? In this case, life. You don't want to do that. This is not a good year to do that, okay? Like, get on top, figure out how to learn how to surf, and then stay on the top and surf that shit. Like, we're surfing it. There will be shit, so it's actually appropriate to call it shit. The astrology of this year is motherfucking intense. Not just that, the shift that the planet is going through, and we're feeling it right now in the Schumann resonance. You guys see the Schumann resonance today? The amplitude is at what, 1200? Can you feel it in your skin? Can you feel it in your cells? It feels like this. It feels like we're being stretched. It feels like you're in two different places at the same time. This is why we have been practicing bilocation. If you know how to bilocate, this frequency is a lot easier to ride, okay? This is the stuff that we practice in the Metaphysical Mastermind. This is stuff that we practiced in the solstice retreat, in the Going Supernova. So that's what I've been saying. Like, if you feel like, holy shit, I don't know what's happening with my energy and I need the help, right? Like, that's where you learn how to do the things and how to work with the energy that's coming, how to recognize it. And your cells, your molecules, your DNA has received the knowledge to actually do the things that are required, okay? So someone said, how, like, are we staying in the 5D? So 5D is the fifth dimensional manifested reality in the physical manifested world that we see in the streets, the lights, the cars, the houses, like all of that. That's where we want the 5D, okay, manifest. The world that is now crumbling in the 3D, we want that in 5D. What you want to have inside of you is 12D. So on the inside, you want to run 12D programs. And then in the world, we want to manifest in the physical format, right? The fifth dimensional like manifested reality, which means that we are so fucking good at like lighting up all of our cells inside our body, like bringing all this information down, like so much so that we're making up for all the people that are asleep and we're manifesting the reality that we want in 5D. So we have to go above. It's kind of like, think about a rubber band, okay? When you stretch the rubber band, you have to stretch it all the fuck out, like almost till it pops, which feels like what's happening inside our bodies, right? You have to stretch it all the way out. And then when you let it go, it goes to here. It doesn't go back to its normal, right? So if it started here and you stretch it all the way up, then it lands naturally here because you've stretched it out. That's basically what's happening to our planet, okay? So the physical thing will land here, but you've had to stretch it all the way up here in order to get to that form, okay? So that's what we want to run. So we want to complete the 12D template. You want to figure, like, you want to get that done. This is your year, okay? So make that your priority. If you haven't done it yet, I think it's also interesting that it's like 21, which is 12, right? Like, it has to be completed. This is the year because we're starting to access. So at the solstice retreat, Going Supernova, we accessed the higher frequencies. Like, you can actually go higher than 12. 12D is the template that is it's actually our genetic template, which it actually is a 13 template, which activates our entire, because 12 is the human and then 13 is the divine, okay? And so once that all activates and it does this, and you see my hands, thank God I'm Italian so I can do all the hand gestures to explain things. But once all that stuff like activates and happens inside, then you can go above it, right? There's always more. Our souls are like, we're here to grow. We're here to expand. Without growth and expansion, we feel like death. So every time your soul is not expanding and is not growing, you're depressed and you feel like death, okay? So that's literally how that happens. So when you reach the 12D template and you reach beyond it because you're ready, okay? This happens when you're ready because otherwise you can't hold that frequency, and it's okay. It's not a judgment thing. It's just, you know, some people are there first and some people are not. Some people get to show the way for others. Some people had to do the shitty path first. Some people get to do the easy path second, right? Like, it's all kind of like, it all averages out in the thing. So there's pros and cons in all the paths. We all chose a path of our soul, right? For our highest and best alignment. But the bottom line is, when you get to the 12 and 13D and you shift and you flip into, because it's a flip, you flip into, so those of you that have felt this, you know that this is what it feels like. It feels like the 12D to 14D is a flip. It's mirror dimensions. It's a whole other set of stuff that we get to integrate and we get to go through and unlock inside of ourselves. So it's going to be an interesting year. Of course, I will be exploring that, but that doesn't mean that wherever you are, the knowledge is available, right? The path is available. And what you really want to do is to get that 12D completed, because otherwise this world is not going to make very much sense. This year is a year of like reorganizing, shuffling, understanding, activating. Like everything has to get reorganized. This is the year of reorganization. So there's going to be some chaos, right? Inside of our body, inside, like outside in the world, which we fucking see clearly. So it's like things have to kind of get just like reorganized and restructured. So the quicker you do it inside of you, okay, this is key. The quicker you do it inside of you, the quicker you reorganize your shit inside of you, your DNA, your molecules, your belief systems, your path, your intentions, okay, all of that. The quicker you do that, the quicker your outside world, your like fast reality, meaning like your very close reality, your closed circuit reality, your house, your family, okay, your friends, your people will shift, okay? And then the world at large will depend on all of us and how fast we do the inner work, right? So that it manifests outside. Remember, nothing would be manifest on the outside unless we carried the codes inside. So somewhere inside of us, especially the people that are sleepers, they don't know what the fuck is going on, and they just keep on like getting programmed and beaming out the bullshit that keeps on holding, you know, the stuff that we see on the news per se. So that's kind of how that happens. But we're all programmable beings. Our DNA is the highest level of technology that we have available, which is the reason why the people at the top make use of that with the TV programming, so that they program the people to continue to beam out the same reality around them so that the governments stay where they are. But now, as we all know, everybody's waking up, and so we're changing that. Change the inside to change the outside, okay? Change the inside. Change the inside, learn how to surf the energy on top. Don't get caught in the undertow. It's going to be a dirty, dirty undertow this year, okay? It's just not, it's not good. It's I don't even know how to explain it. Like, get the mental structure, okay? You have to understand how to do the gymnastics of the energy and the mental thoughts inside of your mind, inside of your body, so that you can get yourself above the current. You have to gain a higher perspective. Astral travel is the quickest way to doing this, but not astral travel where you pop a pill or you go to a ceremony and you space out, right? Sometimes that is helpful, but astral travel with a purpose, astral travel with a point. Remember that everything in life likes a purpose, okay? Likes an intention, likes a point. And then you can actually move from point A to point B. If you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter if you have a turbo engine, because you don't know where the fuck you're going, so you're not gonna get anywhere. You're just gonna keep going around. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. John is saying, haha, I love you, way to be clear. Yes, I feel like I gotta do a certain amount and want for everyone. I'm gonna rise up. I like it, just like that. Yes, yes, yes. And the physical stuff, hey Gary just joined. The physical stuff is happening. Like, it's physically happening in our hands, it's physically happening in our skin, it's physically happening inside. Like, the changes are happening inside. Okay, so remember, stay on top of the wave, do the changes inside. If you see something in you guys, we already know this, but doing it is different. If you see something in your reality that pisses you off, which is very easy to do in the world we live today, make the changes inside, okay? Just make the changes inside, and then the outside will shift. We have to shift it that way. We do, okay? This is our biggest power. We shift it inside, and then we beam it outside. You walk around a shitty ass place like Vegas. It's not shitty. There's just a lot of crazy, like, lower vibrational energy, and you beam the motherfucking rays all out, right? And you begin, like, we have to begin the clearing of the cities and begin the introduction of higher light into these cities. And a lot of us are going to be shifted physically, right? When, you guys know I spent New Year's in Vegas. When Henry first was like, let's go to Vegas, I was like, oh, hell no. And he was like, why? And then I was like, actually, like, why would he ever think of that? And then I thought, you have to check your alignment. And it was like, actually, I got work to do there. And so then there's always a reason. There's always a reason. It may not look like what you want sometimes, but when you are in service, what we want and what is in alignment sometimes is not the same thing. But our highest alignment is always what our soul wants. So it always works out. I hope that made sense. Okay. Betsy, my dreams. Hi, Betsy. My dreams are so alive and wild. I can't even wait to go to sleep each night lately. That's amazing. You're like, this is episode 32. Let's see what happens. Of Life on Earth, Vivid Dreams. That's amazing because that's what's like for a lot of times. Okay. Dreams are either you're accessing other lifetimes, okay, other things, you are accessing parallel realities, or it's your subconscious working out the stuff that needs to be worked out in your DNA. So you guys know that as we're going through this like awakening of our DNA and everything that has to like come out, come to the surface, knowledge that has to come to light, everything has to clear through of our past lives, of past cycles, of traumas. Like we have insane amounts of layers to clear, which is why we can't get stuck in the stories of clearing, because we have to continue to clear. And as we clear through, there's many ways of clearing, and there's many ways for our bodies to process, for our mind and our subconscious to process. Dreaming is one of them, which is like an amazing way to do it, right? So we all have to go through these things. Yeah, lots of crazy dreams. Yeah, and so they're not really, like we call them dreams, but just like we call it imagination, when it's actually like your imagination is a thought form that you can actually manifest. So it's our imagination that actually holds the fabric of what we experience together. Everyone's thoughts, good and bad, hold together the world that we experience. That's a big one, right? Because it's the thoughts. We can't hide as a collective, all of our thoughts are manifested into our reality. Like you kind of can't really hide that shit anymore, right? Now that we understand these concepts, like the majority of the people understand these concepts, and people are like, you know, you can see it on their face, and like they're manifesting like their car, everything breaking down. I don't know, everybody getting sick, their car breaking down, they lost their job, and they pretend like they're doing good, and you're like, yeah, I know how that works out, right? Or whatever. And sometimes it always just depends, but maybe that wasn't the best example. But the point is, if you're unhappy, okay, you have to reorganize the shit on the inside of you, because it's manifesting outward. If your reality is not what you want it to be, you have to change your insides, okay, in order to change your outsides. If you don't like your relationship with people, if you don't like your work, if you don't like your house, if you don't like where you live, you have to reorganize it inside. If you don't reorganize it inside, it doesn't matter where you go. You know, it will find you because it's inside of you. So that same thing will be like, and I'm back. Like, how many times have you had friends, okay? The girlfriends that moved to another city to find better guys. I had so many friends like that. They were just like, they moved to another city because they were like, oh my God, there's just no good guys in this city. I'm gonna go to another city. And then you find the same assholes in another city. Not to say that the guys are assholes, but just that's the pattern you attract, right? If it's inside of you, you're going to keep attracting that because you're a magnet for it. So it doesn't matter where you are. It's whatever is inside that you're going to magnetize. Okay. So that's how that works. So if you don't like where you're at with things that have to do with anything in your life, then you got work to do. Okay. If you want to get higher and better, and everybody does. Okay. We all must. I met someone in Vegas that was like, I was talking to, he was at a juice bar and he was making my green smoothie. Cause you know, we find the good places in Vegas. And so we got talking about things cause you know, I tend to not wear a mask and people sometimes ask questions. And so, things, we're just going to leave it at that in this beautiful environment that we're having this conversation in. But anyways, so we started talking and he was like, oh yeah, you know, when I get into like these really good places and I'm really high, right, taking things or whatever in these journeys, He's like, I feel like that's probably where I can manifest, probably because I'm such in a good state, but I'm so happy that I don't even want anything else. I just want to be in that state. Okay. And so that's a good conversation to have, because in those moments, if you don't have direction, you don't know what you're attracting. And either way, getting to those higher states of bliss is good no matter what, period, because it alters the energy that is in your system. So that's a good idea to meditate to get yourself to a higher state, period. But if you learn how to hold it and attach to it an intention, now you're working with something. Now you're going somewhere. Now the train is moving, right? So the trick is you want to set an intention. An intention sets the course. First, you have to set the course, then you experience the now. But the now and the next right now and the next right now and the next right now all are in alignment towards the intention that you set. But if you don't have an intention, you can't quite be sure, right? So it's not, the now is a very powerful place because this is where we're present. This is where we can be all together. This is where we can pull all of ourselves in, and like we can actually like claim ourselves. This is where we're collecting all the pieces of our soul. This is where the embodiment is coming in. This is where we're, right? Like we're transforming our body into the light body. So this is the moment where it happens. If you're living in the past, you got depression. If you're living in the future, you have anxiety. If you're living in the past, it ain't happening, okay? Because it's just your energy, your awareness is anchored in a timeline that no longer lives. If you're in the present, if you're in the future, if you're too much in the future, meaning like if you're actually living in the future instead of just setting the intention, then you have anxiety because you're not there yet, right? Like, but you want to go there, you want to be there, but you're here. And so you end up like splitting yourself. Don't do that. So you want to be in alignment with the now, understanding the gifts of where you came from, meaning the timelines of the past, which do exist in the past and they're very alive, but they're timelines that have dropped. And then like looking towards the timeline that you want to be on in the future, but you live it in the now, okay? I hope this makes sense. Okay. Oh my God, you're saving my life. Yeah, so that's how it goes, okay? That's how it sums it up. So that's the things that you want to do. Make sure that you set intentions this year. Intentions are big. If you are like with any and all of the courses that are active right now in the Moon Babes family of courses, we are doing massive like forward movement kinds of things. And so everything will be like movement forward, because we have to jump. And so we want to set the tone this month, do something this month. Okay, there's massive play, there's just massive energy at play. There's still Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter and like there's Chiron energy. There's a lot of things that we have to like work through. So if you pay attention and if you're at the top of your game of life, 100% head on, right? This month, it's gonna make a huge difference for the year ahead. Like set the tone. You don't want to start this month bitching about last year. Like, there's a lot of people that are like out there saying, well, we know 2020 sucked. It didn't fucking suck. It sucked for the people that made it suck. It sucked for the people that said that every New Year's, they constantly say that the last year sucked and they're going to make it better. Why did it fucking suck? You lived it. Why didn't you change it? Right? This is what I want to say. The way that you do one thing is the way that you do all the things. That is a teaching of my mentor, Gary Acevedo. He has taught me that. The way you do one thing is the way you do all the things. So if you talk about last year bitching, like about it and guess what else you're going to do? You're going to do the same thing in a lot of other ways. Clean that out. Behavior out. Okay? Done. Flick it, done, clear it, whatever, kick it, burn it. Be done with that shit. We don't bitch about things. It's not a matter of bitching. It's a matter of getting an opportunity. The whole ceiling is like talking to me. You guys know in this room, we have like a massive portal. So it's pretty amazing. It's a matter of looking and saying, these are the opportunities that I had of growth. These are the things that I learned. These are the things that I can improve on. These are the things, right? Like that I want to do. Like, what are you going to do? Complain or do something? I've seen a lot of people. We started this year. I remember I was still in the other house, and I remember I was so fucking frustrated. And it was like, I'm sure it's on the live somewhere. It was like March, when the whole thing, like February, March, when the whole thing started with this corona fucking madness, okay? And everybody started freaking out. And people were bitching and, you know, whatever. And it was just like some people developed a bad attitude and like, I am so bored and I don't know what to do. How many people, do you remember how many people were like, I'm just bored. I guess we're going to just watch Netflix and we're just going to do whatever the fuck. I remember saying, wake the fuck up, people. I don't understand how you have nothing to do. This is our moment. Like, I am so damn busy with all of the real energy work that has to be done with the waking up of the masses, with all of the things. I gave it 110 fucking % this year. I did. I showed up. I talked the talk. I got censored a million times. Like, I did all of the things, right? Like, I did that. I showed up. I taught everything that I knew at the edge of everything that I knew. And guess what? I had an amazing fucking year. It was the best year ever. This year was the best year ever. Like 2020 for me. Why? Because I showed up for it. So it doesn't fucking matter what the world is going through. Do that for 2021. Like, decide that that's what you're going to do for 2021. Okay? I've always done that. With my birthdays, Carrie is like, yes, you fucking did. She knows. Because every time I was like, oh my God, I want to take a break. And then I'm like, no, the people need to know about this. The people need to know about that. Like, you know, and there were things and they just kept coming. Like, just like right now, I wanted to take January off. I was like, I did a retreat over the solstice. Holy fuck. Like, it's been an entire year. I'm going to take 3 weeks in January off. Like, you know, until we start got us on mission. My higher self was like, I don't think so. You got to teach this and this and this. So it's like right before New Year's. I'm like, and we're launching. I was going to wait till later to do the money course, but it's happening right now. The money rehab course, that is. So it's just, you have to be willing to show up. And then the energy also shows up, right? The blessings also show up. So it's just, you learn to do it all inclusive. Do I still feel like I want to take a break? Yes, but I'm going to take a break and teach at the same time. I don't know how the fuck that's going to happen, but it's just happening, right? It's just, I get to expand. I get to learn new ways of doing things because I'm going to continue showing up for it because I know that that's what's required of me, meaning I know that that's what my soul is like, yo, right? And I learn to answer because that's more important than anything else. I know my path. I know my purpose. I know what I need to do. So when I get that urge, when I get that nudging, I don't dismiss it. I know that shit's gold, right? And so I know that it has to happen. And so, yeah, sometimes we want to do things our way. And I'll tell you guys, I have stories for days about this stuff. Kelsey knows because timer just went off. Kelsey knows because Kelsey and I have this whole like teaching of astrology course planned. We went back and forth, figured out the dates. We had all the like everything was ready. I was going to launch this course. Okay. I was going to tell you guys about this course and then everything because I really was excited about it because we were looking at the astrology. We did the birth charts at the retreat and everyone had questions about astrology. And I really want to teach you guys how to understand the birth charts in a way that like other people don't really teach them. So I really wanted to do that. And then everything about me was like, no, like that's not happening now. And so the next day I launched the other course, which I was going to do later on. That was not going to happen until like March, April. And, you know, it was like the voice of my higher self and God combined, you know, the angel choirs were like, what the fuck are you doing? It's time for money rehab. And I was like, oh, and so that was a course. And Kelsey was like, what happened? And that's a true story. That's a story that we'll tell. I was like, yeah, higher self conversations, right? So those things will happen. But if you look at the astrology of January, there's big money moves to be made. So it's not a coincidence that the money things are happening. There's major things that are coming up about money, okay? So this is the month. January is the month to rewire your belief systems about what you are worthy of and what you are allowing yourself to receive, okay? Which are big things that have to do with money. You want to get the money. This is not a year to be shy about the fucking money, okay? Get over the shit. And by get over it means do the clearing, feel the feelings, cry it the fuck out, like do the forgiveness process to all the people, like all of that. And if you want my help, go to money rehab, because it's going to be like rehab. It's an intensive. I feel so strongly that everybody has to get the money. You have to get your own money. You cannot depend on the motherfucking government, and you know it. Okay. And so this is the reason why it came in so urgent, because this is one of the big schemes that is happening that has to do with that, is to get the people dependent on other things. So you have to get independent. You have to get on your own. You have to know how to do it. But the most important thing is that you learn how to be the money and how to actually like internalize the feeling of the worthiness of the things. Because if you can do that, it doesn't matter if the fucking it doesn't matter if it goes from paper to gold to crypto to whatever the fuck. Whatever is the current currency will come to you if you learn how to magnetize yourself for it. But not just the one time. Learn how to hold it as a wealth consciousness. And that's the work that we're going to be doing, okay? So that's money rehab. That's like major. I have never gone into like core belief reprogramming work this deep. This is deep. Like there will be tissues, there will be crying, but we have to do it, right? Like got to do the work. So we're going to get through it. And there's like the death and the rebirth. So it's all going to happen. That's why we're doing it 7 days in a row. It is intense. And on the other side, you're going to be like, holy fuck, I can actually do this year, right? So it's going to feel kind of like that. It's a little bit of a walk through fire. But we're going through it, and it's also going to be fun because you know that I do all things in fun. But, you know, you're going to start to realize, holy fuck, like, I am actually, this is why this keeps happening in my life. This is why I never actually could do that. That's why I never gave myself permission for that. Holy shit. So this is where this belief comes from. Holy fuck, I didn't realize I had a family curse around it, right? All of these things, okay, we're going to go through and clear. So, okay. John, you clear with sage. That's great. When it comes to money and belief systems, you can't clear belief systems with sage. You can clear energy with sage. Okay, so belief systems, you actually have to reprogram inside. It's literally like, how do I say this? Let me give you like the fastest example. It's like when you wear, maybe not, because for men, how do I say this? If you believe that you are worthy of receiving, I don't know, a gift from your partner, right? Or maybe you're not. If you believe that you're not, like it won't come. Like a compliment or a gift or somebody treating you to a nice something or other, okay? If you believe you're worthy, that thing shows up. If you don't believe you're worthy, that thing is not going to show up. And that's not something that you clear with Palo. That's something that you rewire internally. So you have to actually believe, okay? Energy around you is good to clear all the time because you want to be in clear energy. You want to be in an environment that is supportive. So make sure that, you know, sage vacuums it out. Make sure that you fill it with light, fill it with good, positive energy. You know, Palo Santo, incense, like fill the rest of the energy you want to bring in, right? Archangel Michael, higher vibes, higher frequency. So you want to be in the energy of things that are supported. But our belief systems, when I tell you to clear them, it means that you go inside and you're like, okay, why is it that when I go to the store, I can't put everything the fuck I want in my cart? When I go to the grocery stores and I have to be like, oh no, that's too much. Why do I have to check the price? Why? Is that something you can clear with sage? You can't. And I'm using it as an example. It doesn't mean that that's really you, right? So I'm just kind of using it for you guys to understand. Like this is the depth of what you want to go in and say, why? Why isn't this work? Why do I have this limit? Why can I not buy everything that I want? Like, why do my children have to wait for this? Why do I have to wait for that? Like, look at that shit. That's the stuff you want to reprogram. That's actual clearing of belief systems and reprogramming, right? One way of looking at it is if you feel like you want to do something and you can't because of money. It's like a very evident thing. That's how it changed for me. That was when I had enough. I was like, I am done. If I have to say no because of money one more time, I'm going to throw a motherfucking fit. Like, big time. Like, you know what I mean? Not that that's like a threat to anybody besides myself, but I was just so fed up with like, no, I can't go on vacation, or no, I can't do this, or you know what I mean? Like, I had to choose. I had to make choices. We all have to make choices about like where to allocate funds, and we go through times where that's a thing. But you know how insanely like amazing it feels to not have to make those choices, to not have to right? Like, we just went to Vegas for New Year's, and do you guys, one of the biggest things that happened to me, because it's not like I'm not a normal person. Like, you guys know, like, I worked 3 jobs while putting myself through college. I have been broken on my ass so many times. I have been broke and without a job and without a home. I was just thinking about it 3 times in my life. Like, it was like crazy, and it would just happen, and I'd be like, time to reinvent myself, and I would go higher and better every time. Okay, every time. It's about your attitude. But anyways, so we go to the hotel room, and how many times have you gone to a room that you made it work, you got the deal, that was the right room, and then you walk into the room and you're like, damn it, we didn't get water, and then you stare at the water bottle on the hotel room, and it's like the damn $7 or $10 water, and you're like, can't touch that. I'm like, can't touch like the water. For me, that was always like a no-no, right? Like, you don't touch that. We're gonna go to the gas station and we're gonna get the gallon of water or whatever. You know how much water I drink, which is ridiculous. I drink like at least like 2 gallons a day. So like, you know, water's a thing. And for like the first times, this happened this year for the first time, that I had zero guilt. This time I drank all my water from the hotel, because we didn't get a cab, we didn't get a car. And we literally just stayed around the hotel just because of the restrictions. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'm going to buy the water at $7 a bottle. And it was fine. And I bought it, and I spent ridiculous amounts of money on water, and I did the same thing. And I didn't feel guilty. And I was like, holy fuck, I have conquered that, right? Like, that's a big deal. It's the little things, but it changes you, because all of a sudden on the inside, you're like, I am worthy of it. I had to believe I was worthy of it before that actually happened. So that's the manifestation of me changing, right? My belief systems, that I could actually do it. Now, for someone else, that may not be a thing, right? Because you maybe don't have that consciousness of being careful with money. I always had this consciousness of being careful with money so that I wouldn't spend too much. That comes from the fact that I was in the United States. I immigrated to the United States by myself. When I was a teenager. I was 16 years old. So I was on my own. So I was responsible for myself. So if I ran out of money, there was like nobody to ask, right? So I've always been responsible. So I would rather deprive myself and like leave a little bit just in case. I was always that person, right? You wouldn't go all the way. So it may be that you have a different consciousness. Like, you can pick, not you can pick, but you have we have different ways of dealing with this. Like, for example, I pick on him all the time, but God knows I love him. My ex-husband, for him, he would make money and he would spend it just easily and fast and, whatever. And he didn't care. He had $5, he'd get a Starbucks. And to me, it's like, you have $5, make coffee at home, and you can use $4 on something else. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, my mind just worked different. So it always just depends on where you're at. But I was always like, there was a constriction around what I could do or what I would allow myself to do for money. So for me, buying all the water I want at a hotel is like, oh my God, right? And I don't take it for granted, ever. I am super thankful. I am so thankful. This month, because it's 2 years of Moonbabe Society, I decided that we're going to start the Goddess on Mission, which starts at the end of this month. So we're going to do one meditation, the full moon, which Moonbabe Society started because I wanted people to understand the power of the full moon. So we're going to do the full moon in Leo, and we're going to do the kickoff to Goddess on Mission in Florida. Why? Because I wanted to, because we're going to go over to meet with Carrie, and I'm flying out Kelsey, and we're all flying because we can do this. And it's amazing to be able to experience that and to come together as a soul family, right? So these are the cool and amazing, and I don't have to stress about it. And I didn't have to stress about, oh my God, what are the flights or what are the things or whatever, because money gets to support the work that we do. Money actually gets to support the work that I do and that we do as a company. And it feels so amazing. It feels so relieving. It feels like you're so supported by the world. And like, I want everyone to experience that. I feel like the big sister of everyone. Like, I want everyone to be able to experience that, right? So it's kind of like that. Foxy is saying, I have to meet you. You're in Miami. Oh my gosh, we're going to be, where are we? We are going to Palm Beach. Carrie, tell me where we're going. But we'll tell you. Yeah, I think we're going to be in Palm Beach. So once we figure it all out, we'll see. Because I know we have a lot of moon babes in Miami. West Palm. Yep, there we go. West Palm. So we'll have like a made-up day once we figure it all out. And we'll tell everybody the beach we're going to be at. That'll be fun. So super cool. Yes. Okay. I know. We do have quite a few. I'm seeing like totally going. I'm in Key Largo, so I don't know how close that is, but it'll be fun. So, yay. Hi, Adam. I need to call you. Everybody, that's Adam Farfan. Happy New Year. That just joined us. He is one of the people that taught me the importance of being around people that have really high belief systems, okay? High standards, high belief systems. It is about the people that you surround yourself with. So amazing. And when you're willing to learn something from everyone, truly life changes because everyone knows something that we don't know, right? So when we're willing to surround ourselves by people that are inspiring and that help us to grow, then that's amazing. So amazing. You guys, yes, my necklace. I bought myself an emerald. Look how cool. This for Christmas, and it came, like, I have been craving emerald, and I know a lot of you have too, from like the, once I posted it on the story. Yeah, emerald. So the necklace, tell us the emerald necklace story. So the emerald necklace story is that for several years now, since it was at some point, I think it was the summer of 2017, I started working on, you guys know, when we do astral travel and you receive the gifts of the etheric crown. So you start to collect stones, okay? And like all of these things that happen in your crown, and when we go on these journeys and we get like our spiritual gifts. So one of the things that happened for me, it was the second piece to my crown. I have all these emeralds on my crown. And for years, I've worked on this crown, and I've worked on understanding what the stones mean, what the pieces mean, how to use them, how to use these gifts, how to activate through the things. So, and which, by the way, is part of the things I teach in the Metaphysical Mastermind. Okay, so all of these gifts have knowledge and have reasons to come to us. So, emeralds, as I started like understanding the power of what my crown was doing, which is the reason why, as fun as it is, but that's the reason why we always do crowns when we do retreats, because crowns are very significant into like you're taking on like your royalty and remembering the power, right? And crowns, spiritual crowns, like our etheric crowns, actually like work with our DNA. They work with what, you know, our bodies, our mind, in order to get a certain thing to happen. Trying to find words. So emeralds hold realities in place, okay? So if you have them in your crown and you start actually doing the work and you start to understand what things work, how things go, you start to learn how to utilize these things, okay? And then they're not just cool things that happen when you're on like journeys and when you're like on astral travel or when you're in meditation. This is shit that you get to start applying to real life, and it changes your fucking life around you, and you're like, I'm wearing my crown, right? Okay, so with that being said, emeralds hold realities in place. I have been taught about different things throughout the years. For the first time this year, it was like, you have to, and I have been collecting the stones that are on my crown into physical form. Okay, so my crown is like very specific, and I have like all of these different stones. So I knew that I had to get an emerald. And emeralds are kind of like, you know, on the expensive side to get one that works with the colors, with the cut, with the things that like is representative of what it looks like on my crown, which is very clear, right? I've drawn out my crown. It's like, it's very precise and very clear on how it all goes, which I'm sure that you guys know this. So the, Foxy, mad energy with that necklace. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you why in a second. So I started searching, okay, at the beginning of this year, and it was actually after the Lion's Gate. At the Lion's Gate, I knew I had to get emerald. Like I was like, holy fuck, that has to come in because it needs to help me to hold reality. Okay, once I really started to understand things. So I started searching and I couldn't find the right stone. It has to be the right stone. Like, you have to be in alignment with the thing, okay? So I found this one and I ordered it. And so I finally found it and it was like November, okay? And I was like, oh my God, it's gonna come for the retreat. This is gonna be amazing. I ordered it and it went to the wrong address because I moved. So it was gonna go to the wrong address. So I called, tried to track this necklace down. I don't know who lives there. Then they ended up like telling me that they were going to reroute it. I was so excited. They ended up canceling it. They canceled my order. There were no more emeralds to be found. You couldn't order them anymore. They weren't even on back ordered. So I was like, must have not been my one. I really thought it was my one, but it's probably not my one. By a series of events that we don't quite understand how it happened, the thing a new purchase happened again. Okay, of the same stone, even though it said that there was nothing available, I was like, it was like, no, push the button. I was like, it says that they're not available. It went through. This stone came, and it came on that. So it was just like wild, right? Because it had to probably be like the new, whatever the hell. It needed to be this one. And it came on the last day of the solstice retreat when the portal here that we opened in the middle of the room, which is alive and thriving. It's actually right there. If you can see it. And it's been doing work, and we've been working on things between heaven and earth here in this room. Me and all the guides and angels. Whoa. We still have a couple of bugs that like to live in this room. They think that they live here. Because they do. So the reason why you feel it with me, and this is why it's the only thing. Have you ever seen me just wear one thing? It's like so rare. I'm always wearing like so many other stones, but I'm really syncing this one today because it has been in the portal charging. So it came to me literally the day that we completed. It was the day of the solstice, the day of the dance of light, and it was after we had gone to see the sunset and the great conjunction. It showed up at my door and I was like, it's a gift from the universe. And I opened it and I put it in the portal to charge in that energy of the solstice. So everything went in it. All the work, right? Everything. And it has not wanted to leave. So it has been in the portal, seeking, doing the work through all of this year, and today was the first, and then I've had to do other things to charge it, but today, like to sync it, today is the first day that I wear it, so I'm very respectful. So that's the story. It's the fact that it was basically out of stock, it wasn't impossible, then it was canceled, and then it came, and it came on that last day, and I knew that it was confirmation, right? Even though, so you always have to do your part, so I had to do my part, but it came that day as confirmation when I had completed taking the whole group of everybody that was here, plus everybody that was digital through this massive activation and work that we did, and the stone representative of my crown, of holding a new reality together, shows up, right? Are you getting the chills with me? It's like, it was like that. It was a big deal. Everyone here saw me. They're like, what happened? And I was like, oh my God, it's the emerald. Like, I was freaking out. So yes. So that's the story of it. And it's like super powerful and super vibey. Yes. Oh, Nathan was here. Had no clue that it came on that day. That alignment. Yeah. That's why I was like jumping around the house. Yeah. There's a mark for the portal, and the portal aligns with the top of this room, which is a pyramid room. So there's like a significant energy field in this room. That's why like when coming here in person is like such a physical, like cellular transformational experience because of all of the stones, all of the crystals, and all of the just the dynamics and the energy of this room. It's practically like a pyramid. It's like we have Egypt again in this room in the mountains. So it's pretty amazing. So yes. Oh, Trisha was here. Standing in that portal was life-changing. Yeah. Like once you've been through it, like once you've tried it once, you're like, holy shit, right? It's amazing. So this year, you guys, I am looking at doing smaller events, like 1-day events to make it like easier, like on the weekends for you guys to come. I don't know, I'm shifting some things around. I want to make it easier. So look for like updates, but I'm working on like figuring things out to where we can make as much amazingness available, right, to everyone. This particular portal between heaven and earth, the way that we do it can only be done 4 times a year. So it's like on particular alignments, actually like 5. As of last year, I was told that we could do it on the Lion's Gate as well, but it's solstice, equinox, and then it was Lion's Gate. So that's 5 times per year. So it's not like we can just do it like once a month. This is like a whole, there's a whole thing that goes with it. And it, we work with all of the frequencies and the energies that are coming in through the alignment of, literally the earth, the sun, and the moon, and all of the celestial energy. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm gonna go, my loves, but I am so glad that we had this chat. Thanks for asking me about the emerald story. So now you know. And when you see me with the stones, and I explained this in the Metaphysical Mastermind, but you'll see like I am collecting all of the stones and crystals that go to my crown, and I'm literally bringing it together from the ethers to the physical. So this is one of my super things this year. Yeah, super cool. So once you start really understanding like the properties and the things, right, which a lot of the stuff, like it's easier to talk in person or to obviously, to talk on, the other links and the stuff. The way that you live changes because you're in harmony with everything. So am I vegan? No, I'm not vegan actually. I feel very much in harmony with eating, like cycles, like with working with everything on planet Earth in the way that my body feels the need for it. So there's a reason why we have like an entire ecosystem. And so that doesn't mean that I support the things that are happening like on planet Earth with, the animals and all of that. I think it's awful. There's a reason why I want to have a farm. I think quality of life is important. I think cycles of life are important. I think there's a place for me when we need to be grounded and we need to understand, our physical body needs the grounding. So there's a place for things, right? Just like sometimes, by the same token, you guys, I'm not into wasting food. Like I still feel like I don't like wasting plant food. Just because it's plants, like plants still have a life cycle too, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of the same things. Like everything is alive and we just need to respect it. And so that's very important to me. That's a part that's important. So yes. Okay. Thank you for this today. Needed your wisdom. I'm so glad. Okay. Super glad. It was so cool to hold the East Gate. Yay! So everyone that got to be a part of the retreat, which by the way, you guys, you can do this. We captured this energy, okay, on the solstice, in the quantum and like realm. So you can actually go back. Once you've done it once, it's like you've been initiated, right? But once you are a part of it and you do this and you learn how to hold the energy, like of the East gates, of the North gates, of the West gates, of the elements, and you learn to weave, teach you how to weave the light, that doesn't go away, right? You know how to do it. It's now a part of you. And in the digital recording of the retreat, you can go and access that energy. We just can't open that portal in the physical realm now because the elements and the energies are not in alignment for it. So we can't do that. We can't naturally grasp. Like we have to go and pick up the energy with our selenite wand. So I go like this because it's like the selenite wands. And we literally direct the frequencies, right? And you feel it. You physically feel it. So it has to be on that day. But once we caught it, once it's recorded, you guys can get that activation. Okay, it's going to feel slightly different in your body because the physical realm is not in that same exact position, but you're going to get the best activation internally. It's just going to probably take you a little bit longer, like to go through physically because it has to integrate, right? But the point is, you can still do it. That energy is peaking now. If you look at the way that the astrology is playing out, it's like between the 6th, which is the day that we're doing our integration for the solstice retreat. It's between the 6th and I can't remember if it's the 10th or the 12th, but basically there's like this energy that's just gonna land. It's gonna feel like this, right? And so what we wanna do is we wanna be like, and direct it instead of like slamming you down, forward movement. So you want to do that job. Okay. So that's going to be important. And so that's why we're doing the energy integration. So if you want to jump in, you can still jump in and you get the access to it. Okay. And then I think we're going to close it. I don't know if it's the end of the month or at some point next month, but it's just, there's a point in which it makes sense for you to like do that work. Right. So, okay. Has anyone else struggled to integrate since 12/21? I cannot seem to get my bearings. I feel so much, I see so much, able to access, but it's heavy, so much clearing. So that's the reason why we are doing this. We literally did this because the energy is, Joanne, the energy is shifting so much that we are doing a landing of the energy because it completely shifted. So any of you that have any of my courses, whether or not, okay, you are in the solstice going supernova retreat, that's the one for this energy. That is the retreat for this energy that gets you to integrate and gets you to transition. Okay, it was really pretty amazing for me to see everybody that was a part of it and how they handled it and everybody that didn't and how they handled this transition because it just feels different if you have an attunement to it or if you don't. But if you have any of my courses, okay, go and do the things that are relative to transitioning, to grounding in the energy and transitioning a new phase. Like for example, the Dance of Light from the past retreat, from the Lionsgate retreat. That one was not a 12D energy strand integration. We did an 8. It was 8 strands, right? So when you do the Dance of Light again from the Lionsgate portal, you're getting an 8 strand activation, but this was 12. And so there's the difference. But everything helps, okay? Do something that will help you to like integrate the energy. If you have a favorite astral meditations, if you have a favorite process, like go through any of the courses where you feel like it's taking you higher than where you are right now. That's where you want to be. Okay? Okay. Super cool. Yeah. So we're also, if you look at the Schumann resonance today, the amplitude is at 1200. So they're looking at different measurements. A lot of people are lost with this. So frequency and amplitude are different. Amplitude is the span of the frequency. So it's the way that the wave goes, the wave will go from point A to point B, right? It moves up and down. That was 1200. That's a really big amplitude. This makes us feel like we're going like this. Like it feels like you're being like just blasted open. I feel it in my skin. It feels like my skin is almost like tearing. It's like super tense. You feel it like you're in two places. You feel the bilocation, right? You feel like something like it just feels like that. It feels like that's the amplitude. The energy is like it has a massive gap of where it's moving in between. So we feel it, okay? So when we learn to hold and to work with these states of consciousness and to navigate and dance, then we start to feel better. So, okay. Huge help even feeling that the energy from you tonight. Good. Yeah. So I'm glad it helps, always tuning into my energy, like on some level. And this is just the truth of life. When you have the ability to tune into anyone's energy, whether it's mine or somebody else that like you feel like will actually help you, right? Tune into their energy, tune into the energy of like how it feels, and let it just lift you, let it carry you up, right? If you actively listen, your cells will be like, ooh, I want to do that too. I want to do that too, right? And so then you can actually do that. If you listen passively, then you'll kind of miss it. But if you know how to do it, you can actually plug into, like, you can be like, I want that channel. I want that frequency, right? I want to be uplifted that way. So, okay. I love you all. Couple of things. Moonbabe Society, you guys, I know a lot of you are a part of it, which is amazing, but if you're not, or if you want to tell your friends, Moonbabe Society, this is the last month to get the $44 a month deal, because it's our anniversary and we're doing that, and we're going to add some new things. We're going to, like, just more amazingness is happening next month. So if you want to get, like, locked in at that price, maybe locked in is like not so good to say anymore with the new attributes that are like coming up with that. But anyways, if you want to be at that price point, right, going forward, because grandfathered in, maybe that's a good one to say. But if you want to be in it, that is the one. Yeah, I know that some of you have been contemplating it, and I've been getting a lot of questions about it. It's a great way to start the new year. So yes. That's where we do all the monthly stuff. Our coaching call for this month is on Thursday. Okay. So catch it before then, and then you can do the coaching call with us, the new moon and the full moon. You get the astrology calendar. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing. It still blows my mind that we do it for $44 a month. So we're going to add some things. Kelsey, as you all know, is like on full time. And so she's going to start doing some things in it too. And so the value of it is like amazing, but the price will go up a little bit. So know that. So if you've been contemplating it, maybe it's your moment to jump. And then, so yes, you can message Carrie with any questions. And, we'll help you with like Moonbabe Society and everything. And then, what do I want to tell you? Oh, Money Rehab starts on the 11th. Okay. We are live every day from the 11th to the 17th. So it's a daily, we're going to go through, reprogram core belief systems, and we're going to get like some money making skills programmed in. And you can go and read the energy of it all. And basically, if you don't like where you're at with money and you want to start making like ridiculous amounts of money and quantum leap money, that's the course. Okay. So the reason why I always give a deal. So let's put this disclaimer out there. It's not a disclaimer. It's just the truth. And I always tell you guys the truth. So the reason why when I launch a new course, I put a price tag that's like lower, it's because I know that like, I know myself. I know that like, unorganizational things sometimes happen. You guys know that I'm like 5 minutes, 10 minutes late. Like shit happens. We're live and it happens. Sometimes links don't work, whatever. We have things that happen when we're in the mix of it live. So it makes sense for me to give you an awesome fucking deal so that, you're like, holy shit, I'm getting this for a really good deal. And then, you're in it and we're live and we're mixing it and like everything is like, we get it done. And of course, you get to ask me all the live questions, which is also amazing. And then once the course is set, it's recorded, everything is uploaded, everything works, right? For the course, then it goes to the full price. And that's how that works, okay? So if you've been wanting to do something about money, that's why the price is staying like at a deal until we start, because I would like for you to start at the beginning, okay? And then the day we start, it goes up, and then after the full course is complete, then it goes up again to the full price. That's my reasoning. It probably doesn't make sense to anybody else because to everybody else is like, I've heard people saying like, shouldn't you charge more to like do it live and then like afterwards, you discount to do it later? No, that's not how it works in my fucking life. Like this is how it works for me. This is what makes sense for me. Therefore, this is what I do because then it's in my alignment, which means that if you feel like you vibe with it, it'll work for you, right? That's how my courses work. So if the value works, the value works. Okay, so amazing, amazing. And then at the end of this month, we start Goddess and God's on Mission. And I'm so excited that we're blasting it off from Florida. Seriously, you guys, the very first time I ever taught Goddess and Gods on Mission, I taught half the course from the United States, from Utah, and half the course from Italy. It was amazing. To me, the purpose of that course was to learn how to make money using your gifts, figuring out what your gifts are, figuring out your purpose, figuring out how to get in alignment. So even if you don't know what you're meant to do, that's the course that you figure it out, okay? We get you through all the things to pinpoint. We use all the tools, all the skills to figure out what you're meant to do, how to do it, how to structure it, how to get your website, how to get the things going, or, you know, if it's not a website, how to get the things organized and launch your business. And so it's really cool that for 2021, we get to launch it from Florida. It truly is like the international course. That's what it feels like. So I'm super excited for it. If you have been wanting to do that and really like build structure and launch something, then check that one out, okay? And there's also a double up deal because I was asked for it to, because you guys always like, I don't think about these things, and then you guys ask me like the coolest questions. I'm like, yes, I can do that. So there's a deal if you want to do the money rehab and Goddess and Gods on Mission together, okay? It's a double up. It's a double up that I called it the Aligned Money Double Up, because that's truly where we get a lot into like, you know, make money doing the things that you love. So, yay! Okay. Super excited. We talked about all the things. Now you know what's happening this month. We have many things that are going on, and it's a month of expansion. Not even to like, when it comes to the things of the world, think about what you want and hold the reality of the things that you want, okay? Don't intake the stuff that's being said. Don't intake that. Like even the memes and the funny things, like it's getting shitty. It really is. And a lot of people are saying the same things in circles all over. It's like they're picking up this little piece of content and they're making it like this big deal, and a lot of memes and a lot of bullshit, and regurgitating it and turning it this way and turning it this way. We all know the fundamentals of what is wrong, and we all understand what the fuck needs to change. So let's hold the change. Hold the vision, hold the vibe, hold the change, and then change your life so you can get ahead of this, because we're the ones that are creating the new earth, right? We're the ones that are creating the new things. So there's no point in like still getting entangled in these like, you know, things. We have to create the new. That's the call, right? We're showing up for that. So I love you all, and I will see you on all the different courses coming up this week. Oh my God, wait, in 2 days. Yeah, in 2 days, we have the Solstice Energy Integration. We're gonna do a candle magic intention experience. It's gonna be amazing for 2021. So we're integrating all of that energy into the course of 2021. And then on Thursday, we have our coaching call for Moon Babe Society. I'm super excited. So we're starting off this week with like things that are happening. And then at the end of the month, Goddess and Gods on Mission starts on the 28th, and the Money Rehab starts on the 11th. We have like a full month. Like seriously, amazing things ahead. Okay, amazing. Your root to crown are all aligning, especially the throat chakra. Such a freeing expression. Thank you. I love that you see that. I have been doing a lot of work. Do you know who told me? Who was it? It was Seth that came to the retreat. My friend Seth that came to the retreat. He's like, your root chakra. It was like the coolest thing anybody has ever said. And you reminded me of that, so thank you. He said it's like your root chakra has like gardens and like flowers. Like you've done so much work. It's like unbelievable. I was like, yes, that's where the belief work is, my loves. So once you do all of that, and that's what happens too. I love that you guys can see it, but that's what happens when you literally work with all of your chakras together. And like, it's like an energy pillar, right? And it's all that crystalline energy, and everything is like supporting one another. So all of it flows together, and it feels really, really good. So yay! Oh, there's Kels too. Love you. Excited for all the things coming. We are doing amazing things. So will we get a recording of the solstice one if we can't make it? Yes, absolutely. Just like all things, whenever you guys buy something from me, you get forever access to it. If that's not the case, I'll tell you. But generally speaking, I hate the anxiety of getting to things on time. Like if something else happens, do it when you can. This is like one of the biggest things when I decided to start this. I wanted to be available when it's good for you. Okay, so you will get forever access to it, come back to it, get all the fucking value out of it. Do it again, right? Do it again until you really get it, until you need it. So I know a lot of people do that. And it's so good. So that's why I do it. So you will always have all the recording. You'll have the access. It will stay on your login. So it literally is forever amazing knowledge. Okay. I love you all. Have a beautiful Monday night. Have a beautiful week. And I will see you on all of the meetings, the Zoom meetings that we have ahead and here on IG. I love you. Mwah. Sonia G, Moonbabes Monday Night Live. For all the things, go to my website. It's www.moonbabetribe.com. And here on Instagram, it's @moonbabes_tribe. Love you. Bye. Mama Sonia, I love you. I love those of you that call me Mama Sonia. It's so cute. I have the best names on here. I love you guys. Mwah.